What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Neg Entropy Chronicles. Now, I'm going right into it. The actual episode I'm doing today is Kevin Samuel's Analyze. Now, the reason I'm talking about him is because I've been seeing a lot lately the differences in responses to him. So I actually went and did research because I was like, all right, let me really see what this dude is about. And when you started seeing the clickbait where he was going after certain people and the way his delivery was, that was a lot of people's complaints. It was more about the delivery, not the information, but the delivery. And I think what has happened is we've gotten to a place where we almost need to be coddled instead of just getting the raw information, because I've watched a lot of his shows, and I have to be honest, unless you've watched these shows and you're just going by what people tell you, you're not going to see it the way that it's actually being like brought to the forefront. Because some of these people that call his show, now remember, what did I say? They call his show. He's not calling out to them. He's not doing none of that. They call his show and they fabricate stories. I mean, fabricate them, lie. They come off delusional, all of that. And all he's doing is giving them a reboot of the system. Like, all right, now, this is what you're saying, but let's keep this realistic. He was like, this is the type of man you want, but these are the things that you're offering. It's not going to happen, right? So he gives them a reality check in the perception of what he's known the other people of his caliber and what they look at. Because a lot of women say they want a six-figure man, right? Nothing wrong with that. You can want what you want. But when they ask, what do you offer them? They don't really have anything. So it's like the weighing of things. And he was like, you feel like you're too good for the average man, but the average man offers all of those things minus just the six-figure number. Excuse me. But he was like the way he tries to talk to him, sometimes you could tell, depending on who the person he's having a conversation with, it can be coming from a caring aspect, or he can be just coming raw, rugged, with no filter, based on who he's speaking with. And I think if you notice, a lot of men are like rocking with him because he's not a Derek Jackson, a Umar Johnson that just kisses the feet in which the women walk on. It's just, hey man, look, we tired of coddling. We want y'all to understand what the real is, because he's giving them information that most men won't, because they fear telling them this, because if they do, it messes up their opportunities with the woman, right? But if they were keeping it real, it'd probably go a lot smoother and you would be able to build, because communication is key in any relationship, right? So what you see with Kevin Samuels is a guy who is somehow making it more open in the sense of communication, where, hey, I don't have to coddle to your feelings. I don't know you, doesn't mean anything to me. You called me, you asking me questions, I'm gonna give you the real, and I'm gonna ask you questions because you're on my show. And I think that's the thing, because people are like, I don't know why people call him. Well, because they want something different. These women are calling him to either, one, just to see if they can be right and beat him in a conversation to see if they can outwit him, or they're probably calling because there's somewhere within them, they know that they're tired of hearing the same thing that they've already been getting and it wasn't working. So they want somebody to come at them in a different angle, because some people don't want the candy coated information. They want that spear to hit them right in the chest and boom, open them up. Some people want that, and that's why he's doing so well within it. Now, I will say I don't agree with a lot of things that he says, but I do agree when you look at it, when you're ciphering through all the nonsense. He wants people to be realistic in their movements. He's like, one of the statements he says that I actually find enjoyable is marry before you carry. Because one lady, oh man, this was awful. She was like, yeah, we had a baby together, but he wasn't good enough to marry. And he was like, what? He was like, so you would give a man one of the greatest gifts, a child, an heir, but you wouldn't marry him? Because he wasn't good enough? He was like, the nerve of you. So it was one of those moments where you could see like the thought process of the modern woman is definitely skewed. And he's like, you got to get back on track. Then I also watched one today. It was, I'm sorry, it was crazy because She called in, he asked how old she is. She's like, I'm almost 50. He was like, are you married? And she made this look. And the look was either she was about to lie or she didn't. It looked like she wanted to lie. Or she was uncomfortable answering it, which was, yes, I'm married, which was really odd. Because if you're married, you'd be like, yeah, I'm married. But she paused for a second and did this look like she was like trying to process the idea and was like, yeah, I'm married. And as the conversation went on, he was like, well, where is he? Oh, she made these looks again. Like she was just really trying to come up with lies. And it was crazy because when she called in, they do video, they do a live Zoom or video chat. She was laying in the bed. I'm sorry, I don't know who thinks that's an okay thing to do. You don't call people laying in the bed and you're calling where there's 13,000 people. That's too personal. You need to be sitting up, prepared for this call like you're dealing with a real meeting. But she just casual in the bed, just laying there, not a care in the world. And man, he lost. You could tell he was already losing it. But then I've also seen one where a woman said she had a fiance, but wasn't wearing a ring on her finger, said it was in the drawer. You could tell she lied about her age. Like, there are women who call in that you would be amazed, like, because men can tell you Kevin Samuels this, and this, but until you watch it, man, it starts changing your perception on the whole he's the villain type of aspect. When you start realizing, like, man, there's a lot more going on within the community than people like to acknowledge. But these people call in for it. So, from my analysis, I think he's a necessary individual to counterbalance everything that goes on with how men address the females in the community. Because you already have the people who coddled. You had the Derek Jackson, you're right, you're right, you're right all the time. And you see where that got him. You have the Kevin Samuels where it's like the opposite side of it. Like, no, I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here to tell you what's going on in this perception of men. I'm not here to kiss you, rub your feet, tell you you're all of these things. No, hey, let's get to, this is accountability moments when you call me. That type of deal. So, there's new dudes coming up on the other side of it that are just still catering just everything, where I feel like it's a balance. Like, yes, there are times where you're supposed to cater to your women like you're supposed to, and then there's other times where you got to address this stuff like you're supposed to. It's a balance. So I think he's necessary because a lot of men are starting to look at themselves differently because they're being called out as well. Like, you need to step your game up. What's wrong with you? Why do you think this is okay? So, I mean, it ain't just with the women. Actually, it goes harder on the men. So, if you like what I'm talking about, like, share, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell, and holla at your boy. Got any questions? Let me know. All right, everybody?